Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this video I'm going to show you guys these popular sweater scarf that I see everywhere online. So it's pretty much a big sweater, a big scarf that can turn into a sweater because we do add sleeves to it, or we have sleeves added to the end of the scarf, and that way you can also wear it as a sweater, wrap on sweater I guess you would say. So this is what we're going to be working on today. The project is too big for me to show the whole thing, so it will look a lot more nicer when I actually put it on. I can show you guys how long it is, but I'll talk about the measurement of how you get your size and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so if you're ready, go get and grab your stuff and let's go ahead and get started. Okay my lovelies, so for this project I'm gonna use this yarn here. This is Azurite 100% acrylic. It's a lightweight number 3, and this color I'm gonna refer to it as navy blue. The color number is 3090, and this here is a 50 gram. You're gonna need 5 to 6 for a small, and then you're gonna need to increase that by probably 50 grams to 2 grams for the next size as you go up, but I'm going to need about 5 to 6 of this. Okay, the recommended hook size for this is 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook. For a crochet hook, then for me I'm going to be using a 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, which is a G6 US, just because I like my work to be a little bit looser. I have my scissors here. I have two stitch markers and one darning needle, and I have my tape measure as well for us to be able to establish the size that we're working with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay my lovelies, so we're gonna get started with the project here. We're gonna work on the big part of this sweater scarf first. So we're working on the part that loops around your body. And the way we do that is we're going to start by building a foundation chain that is the width of the project. Okay, so let's say this is the width of it here. This is the width that you want it to be, which means this is the part that you want to wrap around your body. Then we're going to do a chain that is this long, okay, because the length of it means then we're working to create the length of it that way. So I hope that makes sense. So what I did was I wanted a width of my sweater scarf to be about 10 inches, which is about this long, or this is the wideness of it. And for that I did a chain of 45 to start the foundation chain. Okay, so if you want it to be shorter, then you need to work shorter stitches or shorter foundation chain, and if you want it to be wider, then you need to do longer chains as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a slip knot here so I can start the foundation chain. So just like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do my chain of 45. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay my lovelies, so this is the foundation chain that will be the width of my project, and as you can see, this is it, 45 stitches. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first row of this project, and this is going to be a repeat. At least the second row after this is going to be a repeat for the rest of the project, okay, or for the rest of this part of the project. So I'm going to show you how to start that off. We're going to skip this chain here where your work is coming, or your hook is coming through, and in the second one right here we're going to flip our work like this, and we're going to do a half double crochet in the back of the foundation chain like that. Okay, and then we're going to go into the next stitch and grab the back loop, and you complete a half double crochet like so. And then you'll go into the next and complete a half double crochet. Okay, and then you're just going to continue to do this all along the foundation chain until you get to the end. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and I will meet you guys when you get to the end. Okay my lovelies, so I have reached the end of the first row here. So this is how the first row of your project should look. Okay, and for the second row I'm going to chain one and turn, so your chain one does not count as a stitch. And in the next stitch, which is right beside that where your hook is coming out of, right here, the stitch right out after the one where your hook is coming out of, you go and grab the back loop and complete a half double crochet. And then you're going to go into the next stitch and complete a half double crochet. So this is our back loop half double crochets, and you're going to do these all the way until you get to the end of the row. For the final stitch, I usually go through both loops as opposed to just the back, but you can absolutely do it however you like. It doesn't make a big difference. I just find it more neater if I do go through both loops for the final stitch. Okay, so you do that, and then when you get to finish that, you do a chain one and turn. Remember, your chain one does not count as a stitch, and then you turn around and you work your stitches the same way that you did this row, and you just repeat that as long as you need your sweater scarf to be. So the way you will work this is you're going to first of all determine the measurements, or determine what you need to work your length to be. So what I did for myself is I used my tape measure and I stood straight with my arms beside my side, and then I had somebody measure the length or the circumference of my upper body. So when measured, the circumference of my upper body comes to about 38 inches, about between 38 and 39. And this is what I'm aiming to get twice, because we're wrapping this around our body twice. So what I will do is I will actually work it to 40, so that at the end of it, this length here is going to be 80 altogether. And also keep in mind, this project really stretches, so when you stretch it, it could go further than 80. Okay, so 80 inches. So you're going to do it so that it comes around your body twice and leave space for it to stretch to be able to become, because each ends of it are going to become part of your sleeve. So make sure you measure it properly that way, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on my back loop half double crochets until I have the length that I'm looking for, and when I do, I will come back to show you guys what that looks like, okay? And you can go ahead and do the same thing. But for this part here, we're literally repeating the second row where we go through the back loop of each of the stitches, and then when you get to the end, go through both loops, chain one, turn, repeat, and you just keep repeating that until you have the length, okay? So I will see you guys when I have my length, and as you as well. Okay, my lovelies, so I have worked on my project here, and as you can see, I have pretty much the length that I'm looking for. It's super long. I cannot even fit it all on the screen here, but it's really long, and it's the size that I'm looking for. And so I stopped the project right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the next part of this, which is going to be our sleeves, okay? So eventually we will need to fold this like this. So this is why I said part of this stretchiness, because this project is really stretchy. Part of it is going to be part of your sleeve. So after you wrap it around your body, you're going to need to join the sleeve here, but you need to actually use some of these for the sleeve as well, okay? So I have my project here completed. I'm going to put these away, and I'm going to show you guys how to do the sleeve. Okay, my lovelies, so for the sleeve part of our sweater scarf, I'm going to use the same crochet hook size, obviously, and I'm using the same yarn. So I'm going to start by doing a slip knot so we can do the foundation chain for that. And for this length here, I am going to pretty much do a length that is going to be, let's say, from a little bit above the fold of my arm. Okay, just a little bit like here, let's say. And then I'm going to have it go all the way to my wrist right here, okay? So you can do that however you want. This length is up to you, but if you do this too short, it means the part that is the body of your scarf, sweater scarf, have to be a lot longer so that you can compensate for that, okay? So I'm going to do mine to be about 12 inches or so, and I'm going to do that by doing a foundation chain of 51, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, my lovelies, so this is my chain of 51. The one is a turning chain, so it doesn't count. At the end, we will end up having 50 stitches altogether to work with on this, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and start the first row, and we don't count this 51 stitch. We're going to go into the 50th, and we're going to do a single crochet in the back loop of that first stitch like this. Okay, and then in the next we go in the back of the foundation chain and we do a single crochet, and then we go into the next stitch and we do a single crochet. And as you can tell here, we're just going to do this pattern all the way to the end for this row. And so go ahead and do that, and when you get to the end, come back to the video and I will show you how to start the second row, which is our repeat row. Okay, so go ahead and do that and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed the first row here, and as you can see, that's how my first row of single crochets look like, and this is in the back of the foundation chain. And so for the second row, I have done my chain 1 and turn, and that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so we're going to work into this next stitch here by going in the back loop and completing our single crochet, and then going into the next stitch and grabbing the back loop and doing a single crochet. So this is our back loop single crochets, and we do this all the way to the end. And just like I did the other panel, I do go through both for the final stitch and then chain 1 and turn, and then I repeat this until I have enough width of it to cover my arm comfortably. Okay, so I usually tend to go on the bigger part of where my arm is wider, and then I measure that around like this, and then I do a panel that I know will cover and come fully and cover that part of my arm. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on this, and usually just based on past experience for my size, I end up doing about 38, let's say, to 40 rows altogether, and that usually covers me nice and comfortable. Of course, you can increase that if you want it to be a little bit looser, and you can decrease that if you want it to be a little bit too tight. Okay, so we're gonna do this part of it with just literally back loop single crochets until we have the width that will cover us here, and then when we have that, you will come back to the video and I will show you how to then move on to the next part of the project. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed the sleeve panel here. So as you can see, this is pretty much how it looks like. I ended up doing 40 rows altogether because all I did as I was working on it, as I kept putting it around my arm, because this is going to be for the sleeve, I kept putting it around my arm, and when eventually it was able to come and meet like this, I stopped. And also, I'm not stretching it. This is a very, very stretchy material. If I do it stretched, it's going to be a lot bigger, but the point is, for it, when it's not stretched, it fits you very nicely like this for your sleeve, and it doesn't make it too tight because the stretchiness of it kind of makes it comfortable for you, and it's snatchy but it's comfortable so that it's not too tight on your arm. Okay, so 40 rows that I did here for this part, so I'm gonna stop here. When I cut the yarn off, I cut it and left a long string just so that I can use it to sew this part together. And I'm probably gonna start it like this and then sew it from here up, and then as we join it to the first panel that we completed, I can then use the same string to continue joining it up like that. Okay, so this is the first panel for the arm completed. You're gonna go ahead and repeat exactly what we did for this here for the second arm, because we have to have both. And when you have two panels like this, come back to the video and I will show you how we join this part of it to the first panel, which is the body of the sweater scarf, and then how we end up flipping it, or like folding it like this and joining the rest of it like this. Okay, but for now you need to go work on your second panel. I will do the same and I will see you guys when you have completed the two of this. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed my second panel for the arm here, and as you can see, I'm just gonna cut the yarn here, but again, I'm gonna leave the yarn quite long to cut to be able to join my panel together. So I'm gonna cut it somewhere here like that, and then I'm gonna do a chain one here and pull it to lock it in. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so that is my second panel for the arm completed. And this is the first one that we did here. So with the two completed, all we have to do with this project is just join it together with the whole body of the project. I'm just undoing a knot that happened to do itself here. I will do that in a second, but anyway, so I have my 2 panels here, as you can see. And what I will do is I will show you how to join one side like this to the body of this project, and then I will have you guys do the second, and then we will work together on joining the arms to close it up. Okay, so for now I'm just going to show you guys how to join one to the body of the project. Okay, my lovelies, so I have my body of the project here, and I have the sleeve, one of the sleeves. So we're gonna pretty much need to join these 2 sides like this. Okay, so we're gonna need to start here and finish here, but I'm gonna explain to you a little bit on how we're gonna do this, because as you can see, this part of the project here for the sleeve is shorter than the length of the edge of the body of the project here. So as you can see, it fits but not fits all the way through. But this project here is a little bit more done tightly, and so we will just need to stretch this like this to fit the length of the other one. Okay, and if you need to use stitch markers at this point, you can take a stitch marker and put it on one of the ends like this, so you don't pull it too much. And then what you will do is you will pretty much go and put the beginning here together like this. And if you guys remember, I have 40 rows all together here, but I have 44 on the other side. So at the beginning, we're gonna double up some of the sewing here twice, and then twice on the other side, and the rest of them should be able to match. And by matching, I mean when you work into this side here is a stitch, but this side, this is a stitch here, and then this is a stitch, and then this is a stitch, and then this is a stitch. Okay, because each of these bumps here is 2 stitches together. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get my yarn. And you're just gonna get one of these guys here, whatever yarn you have left over, or you can get a new skein and get the yarn from that. And you're just gonna go ahead and put that into your darning needle. Like that. Okay, and then you're gonna line up your work like this, and then you're gonna go into the very first stitch here, and then go into the first stitch on the other side, and you're gonna bring the yarn in like that. And what I do usually here is I will knot these 2 sections here. So as you can see, this moves, and I don't want it to come off, so to come out, so I will just knot this section here like that, and I'll do that twice to just make sure I secure the end like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into the next stitch here, into the next place, but I'm gonna pick the second stitch on the other side, because like I said, we want to make sure we match it up so that one side is not going to be left short than the other in terms of lining up the sewing. And then we're gonna go into the next stitch, and we're gonna match it to the other side, and you pull, then you're gonna match it, this stitch to that stitch, and pull. And all along as you're doing this, you're making sure that you're stretching this part of it so that at the end it's gonna fit on this side as well. Okay, so you're gonna do this pretty much all the way to the other side. And when you get to the other side, you're going to do the same thing where you double up twice here, so that we have the 2 stitches at the end doubled up and the 2 stitches on this side doubled up. And when you have finished this one, come back, I will show you quickly how that looks like, and then we will do the other side. And when both sides are completed, we will then join the sleeve like this. Okay, I will see you guys when you have completed this side here. Okay, my lovelies, so as you can see here, I have joined the project. Okay, so I've joined it from here all the way to here. This is the other side that I actually used to join it in. Okay, so as you can see, from here to here is joined. And when it comes to putting the sleeve together after, you can decide either to have this side as the inside by joining it like this, or you can have it as the other side. So you can either have it joined like this, because this is the sleeve here, or you can have it joined like this and this side will be exposed. It's up to you. Me personally will probably join it like this so that this side is my outside. Okay, so that is done for this side. So as you can see, I still have my yarn hanging here. So what I will do to just lock it in is I will go like this. 1 second, I'll go like this and then just loop this around like this and then pull it, and then I will cut the yarn here. Okay, cut the yarn here and then put that away, and then I will weave these in later. I kind of forgot I had, when I did the main project here, I left a hanging yarn long, which is this one here, that I meant to be able to join this section here, but I ended up getting yarn and starting from this side, so this is kind of like a waste of yarn here. So if you did the same thing, just make sure when you join, you actually join from this direction to this direction, because you have this yarn here. Okay, and I will fix that for that side. So now that this side is done, you're going to pretty much bring your project together, and on this side you're going to do the same. Okay, so you're going to have your sleeve, and like I said, I'll correct this side. So I do have this long hanging yarn here that I will start by using it to join my project here. So I will do the same thing. I will line it up like this, and like I said again, you just use a stitch marker to make sure you have this side locked here with a stitch marker like that. Okay, and then you just kind of pull this side, and then you will have your darning needle put in here, and then you start doing the same thing to this end. So I'll do that off camera. You guys do the same. When you have completed that, come back to the video and I will show you how to work on them joining the two sides. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have joined both sides. As you can see, this side is joined as well as this side here. And so now I'm gonna fold it so I can show you guys how to seal in like this. But one thing just to let you know, as you can see, this is where I finished connecting my yarn, or my two panels, but I don't actually cut these off now because there's always chances that you need to fix something. So I always leave these guys hanging so that it's easy to undo if that needs to be undone. Okay, as you can see, it's the same thing that I did with this side. I just cut these off, but it's easy to just undo it if you want to do that. So again, like I did with the first side, I'm going to show you guys how to fold. So like I said, I will fold this side where I sewed the two panels together to be the inside of my sweater, and this side is gonna be the outside because it's a little bit more neater like this. Okay, so what I will do is I will fold my work like this. Okay, and keep in mind we have the long string that is hanging, and if you didn't leave this long string hanging, you don't need to worry about it. You just go ahead and remove your yarn and connect from the skein that you have cutting up, and then put it into your darning needle and you start connecting that from there. Okay, so we're gonna fold it like this. So this is our sleeve, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is I will join it all the way to here, just to where this panel ends, and then I will do the same on the other side. And then I'm gonna try it on, and if I need to get more of this as part of my sleeve, then I will continue joining it a little bit more like this, and by that time I will know exactly how much longer to go up the body of the scarf itself like this to join it. Okay, but for now I'm going to join it from here to here, and then do the same thing on the other side, and then leave whatever is excess yarn just hanging, try it on, and then if I need to do more of this, I will do that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly show you how to start the joining of it here. It's very similar to how we did the other side, but except these here have stitches, so I'm gonna show you how to work with those stitches while you're doing the joining, and then I will have you guys finish both sides, and then come back if you do need to increase the arms, the sleeves. If you need to increase the sleeves a little bit, then you can come back so we can do that together. Okay, but for now I pretty much line my work like this. It should be exactly the same number of stitches because we did have the stitches matched up here, and we also have clearly stitches that we can work into. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through both loops of the first stitch, the same thing on the other side like this, and I'm gonna pull, like that. And I'm gonna do that one more time into the same stitch, just to make sure I secure that section there fully, like this, like that. And then from each stitch from here on, I'm going to grab the outside stitch. So as you can see, this is pretty much the V sections here, our stitches, like this. I'm going to grab the one that is closest to me on this side and the one that is closest to me on the other side. Okay, just like this. And I'm gonna pull and lock it in. And for this beginning, you have to make sure the yarn is not kind of looped on this side here. And then you go into the next, you grab the first loop closest to me or to you, and the first one closest to you on the other side, and you pull. And make sure you're not pulling too hard, because you can kind of pull your yarn and it's gonna look off. So just a little bit, make sure it's locked in, but then not too pulled, not too stretched when you pull. And then you do the same here, and you just continue to do this. As you can see, it would look like that. And you continue this to here, and then you remove your darning needle from this side, connect it to the other side, do the same, and then come back to the video. Okay, and try it on and then come back to the video. Okay, my lovelies, so as you can see, I had actually joined my work. I will show you the sleeve that I have finished here. So this is the sleeve that I have joined here, and I just stopped here. I did the same with the other side, and then I tried on my sweater scarf, and I need to increase the sewing of the sleeve a little bit more. So what I did for this first one, I just kind of decided where I think I need a little bit more coverage for it, for my arm. And so as you can see, I continued joining it from here to here. This is where I stopped with my yarn here. So what I will do quickly is I will just lock that in by doing this and then pulling, and I'll let go of the string, and then I will do the same on this side. So I came back to be able to show you guys how to do it on this side, and it's gonna be up to you how far up you want to go on this. I did 1 2 3 4, I did 8 rows of this, of the body of the scarf. I did 8 of those rows, and then I stopped here. So but one thing that you will need to make sure you do is, we stopped with the joining of this side here, right here. This is the string that we use for it, and if you join on this side, it's gonna be the side that you're joining is gonna be the outside, because this is the outside of our work. So what I do is I just flip it like this, so I can join this section here, and then I take the yarn, which is this one here that I had used to join it. I put that into my darning needle. Okay, put it into my darning needle like that, and then I pretty much join it for 8 rows up here. So 1 2 3 4, and you line it up nice and easy like that. You make sure your stitches are lined up, and then you just join this section here. So I just pretty much go into the stitch like this. I have many strings hanging here, which makes it a little bit complicated, but it's okay. I do the best that I can. So like that, and then you grab a little bit more on the next section, and you pull, and then a little bit on the next section, and you pull, and then you just continue to do this until you reach the side or the amount of space that you want to have covered or joined together. So as you can see here, I'm going to do it for 1 2 3 4, so up to here. And when I get to here, I'm going to stop, and then I'll come back to the video. In the meanwhile, I will weave in all of my ends as well, so that I don't have any ends hanging. And I will flip the sleeve back into the right side, and then I'll come back so we can finish the video together, okay? We'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so this is all done. So I have flipped the sleeve back the normal way here. So this is going to be the outside of our sleeve. And as you can see, I pretty much increased it from here to here so that I have more of the arm space. And then, of course, I did the same on the other side. So this is the same. And like I said, I flipped the sleeve so that it's facing the right way. So this is pretty much going to be the inside of your sweater scarf here. and then as you go all the way to the other side, it's the same thing on this side. Okay, so I've already weaved in all of my ends, and this is pretty much the end of the project here. What I will do is I will do probably a video showing you guys, a small video into a short, so that I can show you guys how to wear it. But if not, there's a tons of video online that will show you how to, different ways of how to wear this. Okay, but anyways, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed doing this. I did it in a very simple way so that you guys who are beginners can actually try it as well. I'm not using any complicated stitch than some of the tutorials you may see out there. So I just thought something simpler is gonna be easier for those of you who are beginners to do one. Okay, but this is pretty much the end of the video here. Thank you so much again for watching to the end. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like, and make sure you hit the notification bell as well. If you have any questions, comment on the section below. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.